So this is what people don't tell you about being a creative in New York City. There is never enough time, but somehow you always still find a way. I just want to let y'all know that I have a lot of things going on this week, but the good news is that I get to bring you along the whole entire process. This is what my week looks like. I'm teaching a 20-student sewing workshop for adults. This is my first time teaching a sewing workshop for adults. The other workshops I've done in a big group has been with kids, but not adults. I have a lot of content to edit and plan, and I have to figure out how to implement that within the schedule as well. And the next major thing on the list, I have to pack for a trip to go to Trinidad. And this is my first time going to Trinidad. The only other place that I've been to was Haiti. That's where my family's from. So you can only imagine, I have not packed anything yet, laundry barely done. And y'all wanna know what else? I also gotta go to work. I gotta pick up my passport that got expedited at the passport agency. I gotta get my materials ready for the sewing workshop. And I also gotta go to work tomorrow. So you can only imagine how chaotic this is. Now I leave Thursday. The workshop is on Tuesday. So Wednesday is essentially the only day early for me to finish the rest of the things that I need to get done. If you're someone who's balancing a whole bunch of things on your to-do list at one time, you're not behind, you're just building momentum. A lot of times when life starts to get good and you're starting to expand and step into the highest version of yourself, it's very easy to feel overwhelmed or to even question yourself when you have a lot of good things coming your way. But remember, all of these things are happening for you because you're able to sustain them. Because sometimes it's easy to forget that a lot of other people may be going through similar situations as well. I want to share a tip with you that has helped me in the past couple months. When things feel very urgent, pick 3 things. 1 for your future self, 1 for your peace, and 1 for your finances. That's how I stay sane. Because when you start incorporating a whole bunch of other things in that, that's when it gets a little chaotic. Yeah, I'm so hyped right now. I got my passport. This is the first time I got my passport since I was a kid. And it was probably the smoothest process ever. Well, at least today, to go pick it up. But the first day I felt kind of anxious. There was a lot going on in there. You could tell that certain people were just going through things where they might not have been able to travel to their country or they're visiting family. But one thing I can say is that I'm very thankful to be able to get my passport, and I just don't take it for granted that I'm able to travel, yo. Sending a lot of prayers to anybody who's just going through a hard time right now. Right now I'm playing with time because I needed to sit down and get a peace of mind. I'm at Piers right now, and I'm just sitting by the water. And oftentimes, like when I feel like I'm in a rush, I feel like it's very important to just take a moment to breathe, because you don't want to rush and make bad decisions, and you also don't want to miss out on something important. So I'm just taking about 15 minutes to myself to sit down by the water before I go to the garment district. I'm eating an egg sandwich right now. If you ever feel like you're in a rush, take a moment to slow down, yo. And that's why it's also important to create time slots. Oftentimes when I have a lot going on throughout the week, my to-do list help, my calendar helps. Being able to create time slots on the computer or on my phone helps as well too.
I'm learning that it's okay that everything on the to-do list doesn't get done. You just gotta do what you can, because burnout is not a good feeling, my friend.
Yo. Yeah. Alright, y'all, so right now I'm in the fabric store. I have to go to work in about an hour and a half, so I'm just getting some materials for the workshop. And I have like a lot of materials at home, but I just want to make sure that there's a variety of choices because everybody has a different style. And we don't want anybody to feel like they don't have as much options as they need for what they're going to create for the tote bags. I'm going to choose about 3 fabrics. I'm going to probably get some trims, and then I'm going to head downtown to go to work. It's kind of hot though. I don't know why I wore a hoodie today. I saw it was 68 degrees, but I forgot it's 68 degrees in June, so.
I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I get intrusive thoughts throughout my day, and I was wondering here, what if I just left New York City and didn't come back for like 2 years, just went out the country, and honestly just lived the nomadic lifestyle as a designer?
What up, y'all? My room looks a mess right now. Don't judge me. This is the reality of what it is to be a creative, juggling a whole bunch and going on vacation. So right now, I'm literally just finalizing the stuff for the workshop, and I want to show y'all the fabrics that I got so far. Yeah, so this is the exciting part. This is fabric number 1. Dang. It has like a velvet feel to it. It's like a mesh velvet. It reminds me of Starburst. It's like pink, yellow, orange, you feel me? Like a peach. And I don't know, I feel like, you know, for anybody who wants to feel a little bright, have a little saturation, The next fabric that I have is this black mesh fabric. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this caught my attention because some people are a little bit more minimal. There's different people who have different kind of styles and tastes. So I don't wanna have too much bright stuff, too much shiny stuff, too much futuristic stuff, because some people might wanna be minimalistic. I was about to say minimalistic, that's crazy. I'm tired, that's like, yo. If I'm rambling, it's because I'm tired, y'all. We had work. Yeah, no, I'm not even gonna get into it, bro. I'm chatting. But this is the material. I'm gonna put it up close. You can see me through it. I'm not gonna lie, this would be fire to make some curtains out of this for the summer. Yo, let me know in the comments if I should make a pair, I said a pair of curtains. Make some curtains out of this fabric. I feel like that'd be tough. I got a scrap of velvet. I don't know why it has so much different materials on it, whatever. But this is the velvet. We know they love the velvet. Like, you can't not like velvet. Like, if you want to feel sexy, you gonna throw on some velvet. If you want to feel like you smooth, you gonna throw on some velvet. I love velvet. It's just too hot for the sheets. Now, this is a throwback. If y'all know me, if you know, you know, I used this fabric in 2015 when I was first starting on my fashion design journey. And I was starting to like hand sew these sequin fabrics onto denim jackets. That's how I started upcycling, and that's how I started my clothing brand. I started selling them around school and to people in New York City, and I started making some money. I was like 19 years old, you know what I'm saying? And it's so cool to like revisit that, because at the time, I didn't know how to run a business. I didn't even know if I should, you know, bring these ideas to life, and people were loving it. So if you have an idea, yo, you gotta act on it. The reveal. Dang, but guess what though? The fabric changes colors. And I'm not gonna lie, yo, I feel like I'm gonna bring this back. Let me know if I should bring this back and start sewing them on denim. I think that would be fire if I did like denim pants with the patchwork of the sequin. And the good thing is, right, if you're not really feeling the green and the blue side, you could just make it black. And it's like a matte black too. No! I'm panicking right now, y'all. Yo, I think I lost a fabric. Yo, when you lose fabric, it feels like somebody stole something. Nah, seriously though, I don't know where the other fabric is, and that's honestly my favorite fabric because it represents me and like the era that I'm in right now. I dead can't find that shit though. Like, on some dead, huh? Joking, I'm just joking. I found it. I was about to start acting up. The silver chrome fabric, dang. Yo, this fabric is wavy, I'm not even gonna lie. I should've got more. Damn, I should've got more. Let me know what your favorite fabric is so far that I showed. That was the main fabrics that I have, and I have a lot of other scraps, like denim and cotton twill. I have a lot of other stuff too, but that's like the stuff that I got today, just so that I can add a little flavor. Cause you gotta have the seasonings, right? Like when you cooking, you can't have no basic dinner. That's like you eating like mashed potatoes with like, not even butter, like just a little bit of salt and like some string beans and rice. Like you can't have a dinner like that. You gotta have some color, you gotta have your greens, you gotta have your grains, your meat, if you eat meat, you feel me? But yeah, we got the flavors, man. So now it's time to just pack them up, and I need to take my ass to sleep.
Number one about New York City, always leave earlier than you plan to.
Chop, man, it's the first time I got a chop in a minute. I just pulled up to Staples, and I just got my business cards. Staples is clutch if you need to get business cards done in the next day. This is how it looks, you feel me? The business cards for my workshop, because I ran out of business cards, you feel me? So I gotta be on go and make sure that I have my business cards at all time, because you never know who you're gonna run into. It's like 3:15 right now. I'm about to go get some food, go back to the crib to get my materials, and then I'm gonna head to the workshop and start setting up. Now it's just a matter of like staying focused and locked in, you feel me?
New York City should allow everybody to get at least a 30-minute power nap throughout the day, bro. Because I don't know how I'm functioning off little sleep like this. Fun fact, I do not drink liquor, so most of the time we drink in a Shirley Temple or water. And we made it to the big day. When I'm preparing to step into my creative zone, my demeanor changes immensely. I wouldn't have made it this far without a great support system. And I wanted to highlight my bro Rob. We met at fashion school in 2017. He always pushed me to become the best version of myself. And he's one of the most smartest forward thinkers I know.
I am excited to see Justin as a designer share with us his talent and his creativity, and just like learn about sewing, but also just seeing him in his element.
Hi, I'm Ivy. Nice to meet you.
And what do you love about Chelsea Piers?
So I love how engaging the instructors and all of the desk staff are. They make coming here so much fun, and I look forward to it every day. And for the workshop, I'm most looking forward to just being able to unleash a creative side after being at work all day. So I think it'll just be a really fun, relaxing way to reflect on myself as well. Thank you.
I want to start by saying welcome. This is a very big deal that this is like my first class in Chelsea Piers, so I really appreciate you for coming. I just want to start off by saying that this is not just a sewing workshop. This is a creative space for you to express yourself, to relieve stress, a place for expression, and to also have peace of mind. For those of you who don't know, my name is Justin P. Etienne. I'm a New York-based fashion designer and a storyteller, and I got my bachelor's degree from the Fashion Institute of Technology and Production Management. And honestly, it's just been a journey. And I was a basketball player who always had aspirations to play college basketball, and then life took a different turn. I was a kid, 7-year-old kid, in my grandmother's apartment, and I just watched my grandmother make clothes every single day, and it inspired me. It kind of was like magic, like a sense of alchemy. And I always told myself I wanted to make that same magic like my grandmother did. As time went on, she kind of got upset with me because I was kind of sneaking to go on the machine. Transitioning, I found the key. I always hopped on the machine no matter what, and she saw a lot of potential in me. My fashion teacher in high school pushed me to go to the FIT. I applied, and sadly, my grandmother passed away in 2015. And that was my moment to realize I got to transmute my emotions into fashion design. So the same way that I found peace of mind from fashion, I want you all to find that today. We're not aiming for perfection at all. This is just for peace of mind, for fun, and I just want you to enjoy yourself. So we're gonna get started with a creative writing prompt. There's worksheets on the table for you with pencils. If you don't have a pencil, you can let me know. And the first thing we're gonna do is just write your name down. I just kind of want you to get in the flow state of figuring out how do I feel, what is the best moment that I experienced in my life, and then you transmute it through the tote bag as well too. So we could start off with that. I'm gonna allow you to do that for 3 to 4 minutes, and then I'll walk you through the next process of how we're gonna start with the tote bags. Feel free to ask any questions at all too. That's what we're here for. I have my assistant Belina with me as well too, and I also have Rob here as well.
So I hosted the workshop at a luxury gym called Chelsea Piers, and all of the students that are here right now are members of that gym. I felt that the writing prompt was essential. All of these people have careers and jobs that takes up a lot of energy and time in their lives.
This is good. Yeah, that's easy to work with that. So you can also like hand sew the zipper onto the bag as well too for a style.
And it's important to remember that we are more than our titles. Something like a writing prompt can bring us closer to ourselves when we're feeling stressed or a little out of place in our lives. Today is not about perfection, y'all, but it's about everybody having the freedom to express themselves.
I know you said you like the beach style, right?
Yeah,
like,
but I don't know, something summery.
Yeah. My guy, you good, bro? You good? Okay. So you like this one? What else do you like? This one? No, I like it, friends. The holes were bigger because sometimes it's hard to get the thread through. So does everybody have thread? You can put it on the corners. It's just that you just have to make sure that you're not clamping both sides of the bag. So it's really simple when it comes to the hand sewing. So you want to make sure that the thread is literally the same length at the end. Because if it's too short, sometimes when you're going through the fabric, it'll get loose and it'll come undone. So do you mind if I use this as a demonstration? So the first thing you do when you're hand sewing, you're gonna take one of your hands, whether if you're a righty or lefty, and you're going to hold the material. And the first thing I do is I take the needle, I put it through a little bit through the fabric, and then I pick up a little bit of the other piece of fabric, right? So what we do is we pull it all the way through. Not all the way because we don't want it to come out. I'll leave probably about 3 inches. And then I'll come back in, we'll sew it again. And then what I do is I'll put it through this loop right here. So that kind of tightens it when you're starting out. So that way when you're going along, it doesn't come undone. And I'll probably do that 2 or 3 times just to solidify everything. I'll do it one more time for time's sake. Pull it through and then pick up the fabric, put it through the second fabric. And then I can loop it through the hole one more time just to tighten it. So that's just to solidify it. Now it's up to you. You can either go really big with the stitches. So some people like to go maybe about a 1/4 of an inch or like maybe like a thumbnail away just to save time. Or if you want your stitches to be a little bit tighter, you can go closer. So I'd say maybe about a thumb or a finger away is a good distance.
I was never a design major in college. I studied production management. So for me to be able to say that I'm teaching others how to sew is a very fulfilling feeling. Yeah, I would love for y'all to comment below if you'd be willing to attend one of my sewing workshops.
But as you do it the second time, you don't have to put it through the hole. So I pull it, tighten that, then we move over to here.
I'm not gonna lie, I was so impressed with everybody's bags. It's interesting because some people who don't have creative career paths think that they're not creative. I beg to differ. I feel like everybody has creativity within them. Sometimes you just gotta dig for it.
Once you start believing in yourself and you tap into your inner child, that's where the magic happens.
This is totally unexpected. I did not know what to expect.
Bro, it looks really good, bro. I'm not even lying, bro. I would rock that bag. This is my guy, Ray. And if y'all like the way that Ray's bag came out, please drop a comment below, because I know it would mean the world for him to see this.
Everything was smooth, I'm not gonna lie. It's always weird when you're going through TSA and they're giving people a hard time, but they didn't give us a hard time at all. It was natural. It's interesting to people watching the airport though. See, they say that you have like the best ideas and your mind is like flowing you in the air, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want to go to sleep, probably gonna journal. How you feeling?
I'm feeling excited, very antsy, only because I decided to be a crazy person and do my nails literally before we had to leave, and doing your nails is a very long process. So we did have to kind of rush here because of me. But yeah, I feel good about it. I'm not used to cleans yet, so I'm just nervous about that.
She been doing her nails since like 2 p.m. And I was telling her like, yo, you have
really started at 6.
6?
Started at 6.
That's even worse. I guess she just loves the anxiety of rushing. I don't think y'all understand how much this vacation is needed. A lot of people around me tell me I tend to be a workaholic. So I'm learning to find more balance in life. We started smelling something funny for a second. Obviously it's from the plane, but then we started smelling some gas. Ain't nobody trying to smell fart at 6 in the morning, bro. Damn. Belina's birthday is in a few days, and this is her first time ever leaving the country. Now it's time to reflect, wind down, and appreciate how far we've come on our journey. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button because you don't want to miss out on the next episode.